uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know. Big salute to everyone that's in the building, man. We back for another one. The first in the building. The OG Mr. Golden on deck. What it do, man? What it do? Appreciate that, man. Hit the like button when you come in. I appreciate you. Yeah, do just that if you feel, motivated and desired to do that and support the channel. I appreciate it, man. Christopher, what's good, man? I see you in the building. Big Blunts and Boxing. The GOAT is on deck. What it do, Blunts? Toby, Mr. International Bartlett in the building. Salute WCS, the hottest chat on the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Absolutely. Let them know, man. We ain't just local. We global. You know what I'm saying? You got to spread the wings and fly out. Add money in the building. What's good with it, bro? Carlos Rosado is in the building. Salute to you, Carlos. What it do, man? So let's jumpstart this evening live, right? And once again, appreciate y'all who support the channel as always. There's a lot to talk about, and the primary is pretty much what you see in the thumbnail. But I want to hit some other topics first before I get into this, because I need some feedback from the boxing aficionados that's in the chat and everything. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of get some clarity on the main topic, because it's extremely important that I get feedback from those who follow the sport like I do and tune into the channel. You know what I'm saying? First topic I want to ask y'all, man, what do you think about what Ryan Garcia put out there today? Do you feel, like I did a live on this, right? And I kind of put it out there, is he stable enough? You know what I'm saying? Is he dipping back into the situation that he had with mental health? Now, one thing about I heard Ryan Garcia say is that it hit him hard and he was in a bad place and everything, and it took him a while to recover. And he said something that stood out. He said he ain't been this locked in or motivated, whatever his words was, in a long time. And I'm saying to myself, so you weren't locked in and motivated for Tank Fight. You had shit going on with Tank Fight. But yet, if you look at the similarities, he was going back and forth. You know, he was feeling some type of way about, you know, Tank being 5 days late to the press conference. I can understand him being frustrated with that. And then, you know, just the stuff that went on between him and Tank before in the club and certain things Tank said about him. And, you know, he said some things about Tank too, bro. You know, he was saying the man ugly and, you know, he was short. You know, Ryan be running off at the mouth too, bro. But, you know, at the fight in the presser, they said what they said back and forth, you know, verbal jousting between both of them. And Tank ended up getting the better of them. But this fight right here, I guess he had some built up animus from the post fight with him and Tank Davis because, you know, he didn't beat around the bush. You know what I'm saying? He got straight and direct to what was on his mind, and he criticized Bernard Hopkins for putting out there to the public. Now, in his defense, he should have, because, you know, Bernard Hopkins put it out there in the public. I always say, do unto others as others have done unto you. If you see fit that Bernard Hopkins put you on blast, well, speak on it in public. Why not? He spoke on it in public. He's going to put it out there. I'm going to determine what he's going to box. You can't stop that man from boxing, especially if he's pretty much about to exhaust all the fights that he has contractually to Golden Boy. Next, I felt that it was a part of me that's saying, okay, Ryan, you have to know what professionalism is. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then I say, you know what? Boxing don't know what professionalism is. I'm going to be honest with you. Boxing don't know that shit. A lot of people that say boxing does not implement professionalism. I've been there. I love to see these new content creators going to fights. You know what I'm saying? It's going to fights. And I'm not directing this to all of them, but it's good to see some of these content creators now going to fights, actually putting in the effort. And I say to myself, it's good because I'm not willing to kiss ass like them. I'm just not willing to do it. And for me, hearing Ryan Garcia drop the blowtorch on Oscar De La Hoya, it seems like Ryan ain't trying to kiss no ass either. I mean, he had a falling out with Canelo Alvarez and the gym over there with Eddie Reynoso. Now that they've rekindled, or, you know, they buried the hatchet, because he need that wisdom from Canelo. He need that Mexican, you know what I'm saying, icon, you know what I'm saying, boxing icon in his corner. But he just blasted on Oscar, man. You know what I'm saying? He threw shade at Oscar. I kind of felt like, okay, there's a little bit out of pocket as far as professionalism. And then I look at the certain things Oscar De La Hoya do that lines him up to be the target from fighters like Ryan Garcia, putting him on blast in front of everybody with the cameras rolling, bright lights are strolling, and the audio, listen to every word you say. I can see it because, you know, Oscar De La Hoya's put himself out there, and he has made a fool of himself sometimes in things he says about his fighters. I don't know what's going on behind the scene, but I can tell you like this, Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to sit up here and denigrate that man for being unprofessional, because he was truly unprofessional today. But also, I'm trying to ask myself, where are the people that help you get over your mental health? Are you having a mental health crisis again? Do you need someone to speak with you or whatever? Do you need to take a little bit time from the sport? Do you have some situations that's going on that we don't know about? Why do I ask that question? Because this man supposedly just made $30 million with Tank. But he seems so unhappy, y'all. This man seems so unhappy, seems frustrated. He should be up there talking about, you know what I'm saying, what he learned from the Tank fight. But yet he's busy up here talking about, you know what I'm saying, shit B-Hop said and Oscar De La Hoya said. You know what I'm saying? He seemed unhappy. And then, you know, yeah, he's still with Derrick James. against my better wishes. You know what I'm saying? He's still over there with Diddy. But we're going to see how that works under the tutelage of Diddy. Okay? This is not about him. This is about Ryan Garcia. He's going to have to figure it out. Because, they're up here calling you the Holly Berry of boxing right now, Ryan. They say, yeah, you got the looks, but you're a problem. You know what I'm saying? You got the looks, but you're a problem. You're just going around here being mad at a lot of people. And when there's so many individuals out there think you got it so well, but yet you seem so unhappy. I get it, man. I just hope you get the shit straightened out. I hope you find the right people. You got 30 million. You can go to therapy, bro. You can find a therapist, man. You can get this shit taken care of. But goddamn it, do not go in there this weekend and lose. Do not go in there and let Oscar Duarte have the fight of his life. You know what I'm saying? You way faster than this guy. Way faster. And neither one of you have faced like a common opponent that we could just say, okay, so-and-so did it better. I ain't seen that. You know what I'm saying? I was looking, I was scrubbing. I was going through that motherfucking box record. I said, let me find one person. Because I'm trying to match this shit up. I want to see who did it better, who boxed better, who had the higher grade of the performance. I couldn't find it, so I got to start from scratch now. I got to start from goddamn scratch. Don't let Oscar stun on you this weekend. Don't do that, brother. I hope your mind, you say you locked in, you laser, but you come to the press conference and you're not really talking about the fighter. You're talking about your promotion, bro. And there's a lot of people that ain't gonna tell you to your face there, Ryan, but they was shaking their head. They was like, God damn. Dude. Look, say what you want. You can say what you want about Oscar. Oscar got some pull in the game. B-Hop had some pull in the game. You know what I'm saying? You might not know exactly where that's at. But yeah. It was a lot to unpack hearing Ryan Garcia say what he said. But I can see why he can be mad at B-Hop because he put the shit out there publicly. And, how Oscar De La Hoya can be a bit impulsive with his behavior, erratic sometimes. So I kind of give him partial credit for defending himself. But yet I look at it like, damn, dude, just focus on your fight so you can go out there and get this win and move on to another big fight. You want another big fight. You want another big fight at 140. So you have to go in here and look impressive. That means stand off the canvas and go in here and dominating this dude because I'm curious. WCS is curious, Ryan Garcia, what did he taught you? I'm going to leave it at that. I'm very, very curious. Very curious. I want to remind you all that Jihad Tucker has a fight coming up December 9th in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Top Rank Promotions. He's going in there against a number 5 ranked fighter. This is going to be a very solid fight for Jihad Tucker. Another test. You know what I'm saying? Top 5 in the world at middleweight. He's moving down to I guess fight Jihad Tucker, and then move back up to 160. I don't know, but this is like the third. This would be the third solid, tough opponent. You know what I'm saying? If you look at a lot of fighters over there, man, look at their resume with tough opponents. This right here with the Nico Seknashvili, and then Nico Floss, and then this fighter right here, Francisco Veron. This is 3 in a row. And then this is going to be probably one of Jihad's better performances going up against this Olympian. You know what I'm saying? This guy's a 2-time Olympian. You know what I'm saying? This is no slouch. So y'all keep y'all eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Zoomed in. And, that fight card is going down. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the chat right quick. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, on deck. What it do, Gumbo? Debbie says it's King, Ryan, hater. No, not at all. I'm not a hater. Not at all. I don't hate the guy. I mean, just think about it. Why should I hate Ryan? Ryan's actually, a pretty nice dude that's growing up in front of your eyes. I don't hate him. I'm just critiquing him on certain things he does. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of energy to hate somebody, bro. Real talk. It takes a lot of energy to hate somebody. Even to say I'm a hater. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be something you would say about me coming on Spence. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about the Charlo situation. I want to bring this up right quick. Jermall Charlo is 33 victories in. He just came off a very solid win over Jose Benavidez, right? And we can't take that away from him. That shit was solid. You know what I'm saying? Can't even hold him on that. He looked good for being off as long as he was. You know what I'm saying? He looked good for being off as long as he was. So he has 33 victories, zero defeats, and 22 knockouts, right? He's currently the WBC middleweight world champion. He hasn't been stripped yet. But I want you to pay attention to the hiatus. June 2021 was his last Juan Montiel. And then he came back in November of 2023. That's an extensive amount of time off out the ring. He comes in there with the guy who was fighting at that weight for the first time in his career. He wasn't a true legitimate, you know what I'm saying, a true legitimate middleweight. But look at the weight. 161 and 1/4 is what Benavidez weighed in. The Charlo's 166 and a half. So it brings me to this right here. Is Jose Benavidez enough for us to begin talking about him stepping in the ring with Benavidez because Canelo is selecting to fight Hummy McGill next year? Did I not say that that fight is not happening right away at all? Listen, do you believe that Jermall Charlo, who just returned to the ring from being out June 2021, and he returned back November 25th, 2023, do you believe, I'm asking you in the chat, do you believe David Benavidez is a fighter that he should fight next? I'm going to give you my honest opinion that it's too soon. Not too soon in the sense that he can't go in there and perform well. It's too soon to basically clear him of having any psychological issues or personal problems that's overwhelming him right now. That shit is not going to go away during the holidays. He pretty much made it perfectly clear how emotional he was post-fight conference. He still got some shit on his mind. So you trying to say he should get back in training camp and train for that Mexican monster, and he still got shit going on in his home and his brother's fucked up? No, that can't happen, bro. That'd be suicide. That'd be absolutely suicide, bro. There's nowhere in hell that I'll say, you know, that, hey, you're ready. You're ready to go in there just because you had one fight with Jose Benavidez. Just because you fought one of the Benavidez brothers, you go up there and fight the younger brother now, who's at a higher weight class. When I say higher weight class, we're talking about light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about potentially cruiserweight. This dude is big. You want to hear something? When you hear what Benavidez corner, not Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade's corner was, the plan that they had to go in there was they understood that Benavidez starts a little slow, right? So their plan was to go in there and start fast. So they say Benavidez starts slow and pick it up as the fight go along. Then they say Demetrius Andrade, their plan was for him to start fast and fade over a little bit. But they was going to try to, come in there and burn out. Pretty much lay some good body shots and try to land some effective, productive shots, to Benavidez early and see what effect it has on him, right? But Demetrius Andrade, after it's all over with, say it didn't work. He hit him with some real good shots, and it just didn't do anything to him. It didn't slow him down. It didn't make him second guess. It didn't, have him flinching on none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything that he could do with the capacity of his punch output that can slow down Benavidez. Period. So when the demise started to show his face, you know what I'm saying? It started to headbutt the shit out of Demetrius Andrade. He said, I'm reality. You know what I'm saying? The reality started to set in, and Benavidez did what he did, and the fight ended up being stopped. But I will say this to Andrade. You showed heart in there. Real talk, he showed heart. He didn't fucking quit. But when you fight Benavidez, it takes more than heart. It takes freaking skill. And it takes heart. It takes conditioning. It takes psychological strength, mental strength. It takes the sharpest blade you can possibly have at that moment to be able to go in there with a clear mind and body to face that dude. And you talking about Jermall Charlo going through the holidays, still with personal problems on his mind, and people out here pushing for him to fight when David Benavidez is even pushing for Jermall Charlo to fight next. If Jermall Charlo accepts his fight with David Benavidez next, I'm going to absolutely go on record and say you selling your O. I'm not going to say, Charlo, you're not going to delegate punishment. You're not going to go in there and give it your all. But I want to use some common sense in this. Like, you didn't look your best, going in there and doing what you was able to do. Even though you went all 10 rounds and you put the rounds in, you didn't look your best. So just think about the activity and the punches that you hit Jose with, and trying to land those same punches on his younger brother, who's much bigger and much more of a truck, much more of a freaking a trailer, so to speak, a big rig. And you're going to keep on going and going and going. You might want to reconsider jump in there next year. You might want to think about getting a tune-up first, fight somebody else, just to have another showing under the lights, and then think about whether you want to fight Benavidez, because there's a reason Canelo has not been in a hurry to fight David Benavidez there, Charlo. But if you accept this fight next, I'm going to absolutely say you're selling your old man, because you need a check. Because anybody in their right mind, a coach will tell you, do not fight David Benavidez next. I don't care how many flyers are out here. I don't care about none of that. Do not go out here and fight the Mexican monster next. Not saying that you're scared or any of that shit. I'm saying that you need to continue to get yourself acclimated back in the sport. You know what I'm saying? And the Mexican monster is not going to acclimate you at all. You know what I'm saying? The Mexican monster is not going to acclimate you at all. He's going to go in there with full intentions to send you back into a freaking, sick leave. Send you back on a vacation. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to sit up here and try to help you, get some rounds in and carry you just like Canelo carried Jermall Charlo. It's not gonna happen. He's not gonna carry. He's gonna go in there and with a mindset, it is combat, and he's gonna try to stop you, because he's trying to get a fight with Canelo. So him going the distance with you, Jermall Charlo, being out the ring with just only one fight in that amount of days, it's not gonna happen, bro. He's not gonna carry you. He's gonna go in there and put you in purgatory. Period. Look at it however you feel like. Anybody and their mama is encouraging you to go fight David Benavidez next year. They're not in your best interest, bro. them same people be going and trying to find you a suit. This'll look good. This is all black, and we can get him a brim, and we can get him the white gloves. He'll look so good lying in there. They're trying to send you to a freaking early grave, bro. Real talk, Jermall Charlo. You know, I'm trying to put some enlightenment in there, but don't let these people boost you up, man, just to get you in there to get paid, knowing you're not physically ready to go in there and go all 12 rounds. All 12 rounds. I don't care if you win 10 with Jose. Jose ain't goddamn David. Period. D-Ray, what's good? I see you in the building. David should beat Jermall up next and then let all them dudes fight amongst each other. David Morrell, Plant, Charlo, Andrade. David should beat Jermall up next. Blunts, come on, man. What are we talking about? David should beat him up next. My whole point and the direction I'm in right now is that Jermall Charlo shouldn't take the fight with David Benavidez next. The only way he's going to beat him up if Jermall Charlo takes the fight. I'm basically putting it out there that it's not a good idea to put yourself in that predicament so early, you know what I'm saying, prematurely, when you have time. You know what I'm saying? Jermall Charlo has time. Jermall is only 33 years old. He has time to get back in there and fight a tune-up fight. And then go in there and fight David Benavidez if Canelo, you know, is choosing to fight Munguia and Crawford. You know what I'm saying? So people thought Canelo would fight both Charlos, but really the inactive Charlo fight both Benavidez brothers. That may happen, but we don't necessarily know if Canelo is all in with retreating from a David Benavidez fight. You know, I see all the memes out there, but we really don't know if Canelo's not. He's going to totally turn it down, period. He's just not going to fight one on Cinco de Mayo named David Benavidez. It's going to be Jaime Munguia, I believe, right? You know what I'm saying? But outside the name of freaking that guy right there, the Mexican monster, he won't be in the ring with Canelo next. Tyrese, what's good? What's good with it? Said Maul versus Boo Boo next. That would be a good fight, but they're thinking about trying to find out what they want to do next. They want to move back down or whatever the case. I'm not against that. You know what I'm saying? I even mentioned it before. You know, Jermall Charlo facing Andrade, who's not a real big fighter. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's, you know, his corner was over there saying their main purpose was to put muscle on him, you know, put some weight on him, and get him used to that weight. You say it wasn't that Demetrius Andrade wasn't in his shape. It's just that David was that strong. He said David is strong. He hit him with some good shots and it didn't faze him. That's why I was saying for Jermall Charlo, he's got to be 1,000% ready to go in there and have a solid game plan to go in there with his fighting style and go 12 rounds and make it competitive. Because just think about what Plant was able to do. Plant wanted to hold. And this is a guy who told me that David Benavidez was the easiest fight in the division. He told me that to my face several times. Several months, years before they fought. And they finally fought, and he was just like holding the whole time, throwing some combinations, hold. I didn't like that. I'm feeling you on that. Tyrese said Gabe Rosado. Hey, all these guys is up here, even with Blunts put up here. Let me see. Some of them fights are still tough for Maul right now. But Andrade, he just coming off a loss at 68, his first fight. Morrell has had fights at 68. Of course, Plant has too. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about all these fights that they have at 68. Belanga's not gonna face Jermall Charlo. It's too big of a fight Edgar Berlanga, if he wanted to fight a big name, he would have did it already. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna fight no more Charlo. But if Charlo really want to get back in the groove and fight somebody that's noteworthy, even coming off their first loss, and he's still undefeated, it would be Andrade. Andrade, man. Yeah. Fight Demetrius Andrade. If not that, what about a Gabe Rosado? Gabe Rosado, they use him as that guy, but he ain't no chump. You know what I'm saying? That's a guy who's been in there with some big names. He may not have got the green side, but he's a solid fight. He put in some rounds with Charlo. Gabe ain't just going in there getting knocked out and shit. He ain't. That'll be a good fight to him. But truth be told, when it's all said and done, please don't be putting your hand in Charlo's back and push him towards no goddamn freaking David Benavidez, man. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. You know what I'm saying? That's lacking order, and that's lacking discipline right there. You trying to get that man, to an early retirement, because he has the look. Just take a look at all the punches that he was hitting Jose with. Jose is much smaller than his younger brother, but Jose was eating those shots. You think Benavidez is not gonna not only take those shots, but Charlo's gonna have to be more worried about what's coming back in return from a much bigger fighter, faster fighter, and a stronger fighter. So he may have left unscathed against Jose Benavidez, but goddamn it, it won't be the case with David Benavidez. And the one thing I can say about Jermall Charlo, in the past, he does have a chin. But it depends on what fight he wants to put on display, what strategy he wants to put on display. We're fighting David Benavidez. That's my concern. You know what I'm saying? That is my concern. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a lot of elbow room to try to figure out, a game plan that's gonna get Crawford to 7th to 8th round. Fighting the way he does. He can move, but he got to stay the hell off those ropes, man. He got to stay the hell off those ropes with David. Goddamn, David get you up on the ropes. He liable to land a 12 or 15 punch combination on your ass. And you cannot take too many of those inside any 3 minutes of a round, bro. You know what I'm saying? He had to get his legs back. He had to get his weight on the... You know what I'm saying? I know Jose was saying he's just undisciplined. I don't know why he came in at 166, why he was overweight. But dude got to make it happen, bro. You got to make this shit happen. You got to get on the ball. You know what I'm saying? You have to get on the ball and find a way to go in here and make your name relevant the right way. Don't make your name relevant based off you selecting the fight David Benavidez on your second fight back after a long hiatus. You know what I'm saying? And you feel that you good, you can make it happen. I'm not sure. I don't think you can make it happen, big dog. I like what I seen in there with you fighting Jose, but I would just recommend, you know what I'm saying, that if you're gonna go into a tough fight and your O is in jeopardy, just do enough outside that month. Just do enough to make sure you are properly, I'm talking about all T's are crossed and I's are dotted. And also your mind is clear of any outside personal issues, man. If you can't get that under control and you go in there trying to fight those demons, you're going to find an even bigger demon in front of you. I would be patient if I was Jermall Charlo. All these other guys ain't freaking fighting no big, huge names. You know what I'm saying? You got Morrell. What names have he fought? People, I know he's up there, but still, do he have some of them names that Blunt just mentioned? He should be fighting some of them guys. Ain't he the WBA Reggie? He should be up there fighting some of them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what should happen. And then Caleb Plant, he even put it out there that he want to fight Jermall Charlo. If that fight materialized, it materialized. I don't have too much to say about that because both of them gonna box at the end of the day, and I don't see anyone being or having an advantage over the other when it comes to strength, speed, ring IQ, stuff like that. I mean, it'll be a pretty competitive fight. I'm not worried about that. I'm just more so thinking, if he's gonna think about fighting next year, you say you might fight 3 times. That's what Charlo said. You might fight 3 times. Then at least have that first fight in 24 against somebody does not David Benavidez. Does not the name David Benavidez. Don't do that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it to yourself, bro. Don't go up there and just say, okay, it's a pretty decent name. I'm getting a good little bit of money for doing it. I'm going here and try it out. Don't try it out, bro. Just wait till you actually ready to go in there and feel that you can beat him. Because he ain't nothing to play with. So I definitely want to go up there trying to roll the dice on this Mexican monster. Don't do it to yourself, dog. I'm one black man to another, man. I don't want, and my brother's keeper. No, I don't want you being a canvas decoration, Jermall Charlo. I don't want you being a canvas decoration, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got Running Shields as your coach, bro. I want you to go in there and give a good account of yourself. Have the best performance, have people talking in the best way, giving you compliments, not saying, oh, he had too much on his mind. He know he had those problems. He still tried to jump back in the ring too early and face this Mexican monster. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear us talking about how you went in there and basically proved a lot of people wrong. You know what I'm saying? Basically perform a lot better than what people believe you was going to do, and gave David Benavidez a of a freaking run for 12 rounds. Where people I'm going out on a limb. It's a crack limb now, splintered. The shit about to fall any minute. But I'm going out on a limb, to say, okay, we don't know who won this fight. I mean, it's close. It's a hell of a fight, though. I want to go on that limb for you to come back. I want to go on that limb and have you out there looking like that, Jermall Charlo. They don't know who won. They got to go to the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these people power you up, bro. Yourself up. Power yourself up. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Salute to y'all for pulling up. I want to touch on one other thing. Right. There's a commercial that came out, like an advertisement. I say advertisement or whatever that came out, and it was hilarious. As much as I didn't want to think about that, at this point in time, because I haven't heard from the person at all. And, I've been trying to let it go until the actual announcement is going to happen. But it was just, this network that chose to broadcast this. And I didn't quite get it. Like, I was in my sobriety. You know what I'm saying? My sobriety. And I was sober. And I was looking at this and I said, no, something ain't right. I had to backtrack throughout my day and find out if it was something that I took that caused me to have a bit of delirium. 'Cause see if you get the same way when you hear this. See if you get the same way. Let me show you this video right quick. It's a bit puzzling to me.
I don't go to clubs, bars, parties, or kickbacks. I don't do that. The only time I go outside is to get something to eat or trade. Some people call my life boring, but I enjoy it.
I'm trying to piece it all together because even Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall more than once. So I'm just trying to piece it all together, man. I'm trying to see if I'm missing something. A boring, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to gauge the timeline on when this will actually be filmed or whatever. But I don't know. Y'all can figure that out on your own. But I was quite confused on who they were speaking about. Like the fighter that was in the actual vid didn't match up to what they were saying publicly. But anyway, I'm just gonna leave that there. But what I want to leave with you all is pretty much when it comes to 2024, we almost there, right? And Jermall Charlo should fight somebody else in between time before he step in there with that beast, because David Benavidez is a different type of fighter, and he's gonna be a minimum of 3-weight world champion prior to leaving. And I wouldn't doubt him being a heavyweight before he decide to hang up the gloves. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a heavyweight champion. That's crazy to think, but it's possible. It's highly possible. He's a big dude. He's young. Outside of the light heavyweight division, Artur Benavidez, he's much older. He's definitely not going up to heavyweight. His body, no, he's not. Dimitri River, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, this fighter right here at 168 is definitely going to be a 3-weight world champion. He's going to be a champion 175 if he chooses to go to cruiserweight and then heavyweight. If he attacks all those divisions, he will retire 4-weight world champion. Or he might skip cruiserweight and don't deal with it because nobody actually talks about it. But at the end of the day, my concern is, people making all these flyers to push Charlo in there with Benavidez as if he's a sacrifice. If he takes it, like I said, if he takes this, he's selling his old. He got the orders. He's about to go in there and take his first loss, and then they're going to turn right back around and give him a pretty decent fight moving forward. That's all that is, because his brother lost to Tony Harrison. You know what I'm saying? His brother lost, and he kept it trucking. He got his title back. Fought Jason Rosario, up the line, then fought Brian Castano to unify the division. It ain't no, it's not a freaking, it's not like gonna stop him permanently. Just a little pit stop, and then he'll keep on going. But if he picks his fight next, yeah, I'm saying you got the orders, bro, because you're definitely not ready based off one fight with his older brother. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Real talk. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Jessica in the building. I see you, Queen. How you feeling? But I will say this. I did like how Charlo was cool, cool, low key, this time, with the press and everything. Jose Benavidez did most of the talking. Charlo was cool. You know what I'm saying? People saying he was outside character. He probably wasn't going to look as good as he did, but he looked good, man. He looked good for returning out of the ring and going 10 rounds. He didn't look gassed or any of that. Like I said, my biggest concern is that, he's definitely not locked in enough mentally to go in there and fight David Benavidez just yet. And also, I got to look at it this way, that you have to make sure that you have a game plan that won't put you on the ropes. You cannot hang out on the ropes like you did in that last fight. You cannot even think about doing that shit in the first 6 rounds. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. It's going to be too much, man. You get up against the ropes with Benavidez, he's going to turn on the goddamn lawnmower blade. He's going to start cutting your ass up. You're going to have to be in great shape, better than what you was. And that's that, bro. That's all I can say about it. That's that. Real talk. That's the way I look at it. But hey, I'm out. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Continue to support, man. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all. Continue to support. And we should do it again. Peace.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.